Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call vote, TTC Chairperson Brock Gibson.
Here.
TTC Vice Chairperson Amanda Schwint.
Here.
TTC Member Whitney Tucker, absent. TTC Member Rose Ani.
Here.
TTC Member Rebecca Monia.
Here.
Board Liaison Joe Steiger, absent. Chamber of Commerce Representative Dina Kryler.
Here.
St. Genevieve County Representative Corey Ford, absent. We have a quorum.
Did he call for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Okay. Motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
And then, yeah, meeting minutes.
On the meeting minutes, under Missouri Main Street Connection, it says mission statement. Didn't we approve the mission statement for TTC?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so that's not.
No, that's a different, that was a different conversation, right?
Did we?
I think maybe,
Yeah, there was a,
I think during the Missouri Main Street, I had probably talked
Oh.
about that board adopting a mission statement as well.
no, this is wrong. She's right.
Is that
It says
wrong?
he handed out an example he'd written. Whitney Tucker made a motion to adopt the mission statement.
Okay.
Roseanne seconded. So that, yeah, that should be corrected.
Okay.
On the,
TTC, let's take it off of Main Street then?
yeah, so at the bottom it says Missouri Main Street Connection update. That should be,
Kind of wondering about that.
yeah, that should be
Yeah.
TTC mission statement update.
Will
Good
correct.
eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good eye. Good eye.
Nice.
So what do we do there? Do we make a motion to make that
I only have
change?
one eye.
Make a motion to approve with the
Okay,
change.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended agenda,
Cool.
amended minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We did it.
All right, financial report, not much outgoing, just the 450 from, for the Lamar billboard on Y Road. And you can see what we collected this month.
I mean, I know there's no rhyme or reason, but it is more than already.
It is more than what?
It is more than what it has,
That's what I'm looking at. I'm like, wow, this looks like a good year so far. So, yeah, let's keep it going, team.
It's on a good path.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I wonder what the pace is. I can't really.
It's probably going to be a lot tied to the, microtels bookings.
Yeah.
That's what I would guess.
Okay. Did you say the microtel?
Yeah.
Probably because they have contractors in right now. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah. We had some at the other one actually, then, which we don't get those guys usually, but sometimes.
So it must have been just.
Yeah, our Airbnb got booked by too, actually.
So really, if we want to improve things, we need to just keep with road construction. We need to buy another
Yeah.
subdivision.
There you go.
Yeah,
At least makes that with the bed numbers.
yeah, it makes the bed tax go up for sure.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
So moved. No public?
Somebody's behind that plant back there.
Okay, old business.
Yeah, Transient Tax Strategy Committee update. Myself, David Bova, and Joe Steiner went to the county commissioners meeting, presented them with an intergovernmental agreement and a proposed, just a kind of sketch budget of how that money can be used and what sort of programs we can expand with that transient tax, mainly looking at like the state grants that we get currently and maxing those out. I've had preliminary conversations with the state about getting them to increase our allotment once we get this tax through there. So that's good, everything's going in a positive direction, and we'll meet with them again to see what they say about the intergovernmental agreement. I think next Monday. So.
Hey, Aaron, do you guys have any mock-ups of the advertisement on that yet that we're going to be sending out to the public?
No, I was hoping we need to get on that. I know Amanda had offered her design abilities there, so maybe.
Because that is.
Is there like
April
special,
7th.
isn't there like
7th.
special wording, like,
Yeah,
There needs to be.
that's what I
There
didn't
is.
know, is it,
Yeah.
if it needs to say yes or no kind of thing,
we can
right?
say, well, so you probably have to make two, because the city people cannot do a vote yes, but like chamber people can, and
Which I
you
think
know,
we
Joe Steiger can, but like the city
board.
as a board, and I don't think this board can, I don't think.
Yeah.
But when we did it the last time, we had two. We had one that was used for like city publication stuff that just encouraged them to vote, not yes or no, just encouraged them to vote. And then we had another one where we said, like chamber said, vote yes. You know, this is what you should vote on.
And
But
I
there
have some
is
examples from Perry County too
Okay.
that we could look
Yeah.
at. And
But there is language that you have to
Yeah,
use.
that's all,
You
I need
can
that
get that
kind
from
of stuff,
Sue
yeah.
Wolk. That's who has that language.
Yeah, so maybe I'll email you
Okay.
and get Sue in there as well. And
I think the
David.
most important and the biggest impact thing we could do is being at the polls and telling people about this thing, because it's literally, for me, it's a no-brainer if you just know about it.
I don't think they'll let you electioneer at the polls though.
Me personally, I just mean individuals. I just mean somebody.
I mean, I don't think they let you.
Oh, really?
I don't think
You have to be
so.
so far away. That's why
25
people sit
feet.
like across the street.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I just think that if people realize that it's not them
and
being personally
That's the
taxed,
whole thing.
it's the tourists that are being taxed when they come to visit, that's the educational
Yeah,
piece that
yeah.
needs to be
That's what we need to.
very loud and very
Maybe
clear.
we say it loud on here so everyone that's listening
Yeah.
Right.
understands.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it is not a tax on the residents here. It's just people coming in from out of town and booking, you know, whatever, whenever they book a room, they're paying an additional tax to the county for the room that they're booking. And one of the interesting things that I think just kind of the way I've been thinking about it as well is, you know, all of our taxes leave this county and they get put in a general fund, and they're used to for these matching grants for St. Louis, Branson, Kansas City. And unless we're putting more into the pot, we can't get some of those tax dollars back, you know. So this transient tax, we'll be able to take that money and then go to the state and get like a matching grant that helps us bring some of that tax money back to the county. So that's another thing that I think is
So this April,
April 7th.
the transient tax that's going to be on the ballot is something that we should approve and vote for. It would be helpful.
It would
Absolutely.
help us magnify the tourism spend that we have, absolutely.
Yeah, it is a tax on the tourist, not on the resident of the city or the county of
That's
St.
good.
Genevieve.
That's great.
All right, Missouri Main Street Connection update. The board had their first meeting a couple of Mondays ago. They are working on getting a date to get that training from Missouri Main Street. And then in May, through Missouri Main Street, Missouri Main Street is going to come down and implement a USDA grant that will work to help with branding with this new organization, doing building renderings, doing design ideas for the city, as well as economic vitality recommendations and things like that. So they're going to do a whole kind of market study on our downtown and spit back what we need to be doing, and that'll be, we're looking at May 6th, 7th for that. So you might see some people walking around town and popping into businesses and things like that. And then as tourism director report, I don't really have much. I did want to share some things. If you haven't seen these, and you have a lodging business or a business that you would like people to, put this up at your counter so people can see to download the app. There's also on the other side where people can take surveys of either an event that they're at or just a general visitor experience survey. That's why these are good for like, lodging businesses up in the rooms when people are there at night to scan these and to take the surveys and to download the apps. So businesses can get these. I'll have these down at the Welcome Center here very soon, so we can pass those that way. And then I just recently did a...
Can I take these to Aaron?
Yes,
I'll
absolutely.
Take them to the chamber.
Yeah, please. An events calendar. So we normally hand out just a piece of paper down at the Welcome Center, and if you want to take a look at that one. And it's very similar to this, but I figured we should do something a little bit more professional and under the same branding. So it's got all of the events that we know of on there and the dates.
This isn't final and printed, is it? All of them are printed? Printed already?
What do you know
He's like,
about,
why would you, what mistake did you find?
Well,
he wants to add something.
no, there's just a date on here that might not, that's not 100% confirmed, but it can be now.
I just confirmed it.
Yeah. So it might be confirmed now, but.
Yeah, there's some events, I guess, that like after we printed this, we're like, well, we're not quite sure, but for now, this is it's always a thing, and I try to get them out as early as possible because we're already almost in March, and it's like let's get these to people. So,
I mean, I like the idea of that, having all of the events that we know about listed in one place. I think that's great because there's so many different groups that have things that, it's sometimes hard to know.
right, and then a link to like where people can scan and go to our events calendar. And maybe I should even put a thing on the next one like, hey, things may change. Go to our events calendar and see if everything is going smoothly.
And you said these are where?
At the Welcome Center as well.
Okay.
So any business can go and pick some up and have them
Yeah,
stocked.
those are great to put in the Airbnb too.
Mm.
Yep. So feel free to go down and get some of those. And then you'll see Amanda was gracious enough to design the new sign. So we have that Welcome and Wayfinding sign grant for this year. And we redid all of the small wayfinding signs within the city, and then we had talked about for the poles that we have on Market Street, Market in 61, St. Mary's in 61, and down by the ferry. Instead of having wayfinding signs that nobody's going to read, doing these bigger signs. I had to just make some adjustments. We were off on the icons that we used. But yeah, thank you so much for doing that, Amanda. I really appreciate that.
So
Yeah,
we're gonna,
and Main Street is getting me prices on that.
Oh, love it.
I was just gonna say, where are we gonna put them?
Market in 61, 61 in St. Mary, and then
Okay,
the ferry.
so, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have we used to have those
Leading
little
Yeah.
wayfinding signs, but this will
Yeah.
point us like toward,
The downtown.
yeah, exactly.
all
And stuff that people can read going 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
and then we
so-
talked about that area by the point, but we just,
Yeah,
I didn't design anything because I'm not really understanding like what we were talking about, like which direction it's gonna face and
Yeah.
stuff like that, so I
It's a weird
physically
spot.
need somebody to like probably walk out there and be like, this is what I'm envisioning.
I really don't think that MoDOT's gonna give us the
No,
right of way to put anything there anyway.
I don't think so either.
I mean, if they put it on 61 or either one on 61 side, like by Country Mart, where
Yeah.
there used to be a sign, they probably
So
would
what
let
I
us
was
do that.
picturing is like, the points here, however it sits cockeyed, and then there's like, isn't there like like a retaining wall or something?
Yeah, that's the end of the point.
That's what I was thinking is like having like a sign like a sign.
Oh.
Like, when you're at the V of 61 and 32, you're looking at it, is what I was picturing, but,
Yeah, I don't think MoDOT will give you that right away.
yeah,
In there, and I don't think that Jen and Kevin will let you
yeah.
adhere to that law. They might, but I mean, you'd have to ask them. But to put it in that grassy knoll area,
Yeah.
that's a MoDOT.
It's probably like vision issues.
I just know that there's been a couple of businesses that have tried to put something there, like a
Yeah.
welcome to St. Genevieve, and it's just,
Yeah.
we've always been shut.
Okay,
So. All right, that was years ago, so
yeah.
we'll try again.
Keep trying.
Yeah.
Well, and the last thing, I'll do this on camera since we have new flags up at the Island of the Flags. David Boba had asked me to design something. And so we have 3 different versions. So we're kind of going to put these to a vote. I don't know of who, but some possibilities.
Like the end game, only one's gonna be hanging, right?
Yes. And probably in flag material instead of visqueen or whatever this is.
Do you know how many old new flags there?
There's still a number, I think we put 12 of these up. So I think there's probably like 10 where we need to get, the organizations that have flags to put theirs up,
So
so.
you took all the old ones down and put these up in its place until the new ones are up? Okay, I
Yeah,
got you.
exactly.
But
So,
you were only going to envision one of those chosen.
one of these chosen, I think. And although I do like, this is the French flag, the old French flag, but just in a St. Genevieve twist. So we could also just do something like this and just have it, as a filler flag as well.
Who did those?
Huh?
Who did those?
The actual flag was a website called Annually.
Okay.
And again,
Try Eater Flags.
what is it?
Eater Flags, or just call me.
I will call you. Yeah, I would like a flag material that,
Are you going to have people vote on them, or what do you want to do?
that's a good question. I mean, David Bova said I should take them to here and kind of have you guys maybe as a small sample size of the population.
I think that this would be good for a filler, but I feel like it
Yeah.
needs to say St.
St.
Genevieve.
I was thinking the
Okay.
same thing.
Yes.
All right.
But I like that one for a filler, personally.
Yeah, the
Can you
city's-
show the St. Genevieve one again?
This one?
We have people ask all the time if there's a St. Genevieve flag they can buy.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah,
There is.
constantly.
There's one
Can you
there.
show the other?
That you can purchase, we don't sell it at our shop, but
Yeah, that's
you used to be able to get it at the Welcome Center years ago.
I bought one behind you.
I guess
Oh,
it
really?
probably be too small.
Maybe that's
if you put
something
the crest
downtown
inside
St.
of St.
Genevieve,
Genevieve.
we're doing t-shirts and stuff that we're selling to merchants at cost and they can make money off of it, so maybe we do flags too.
Mm-hmm.
It's an idea.
Yeah, there's an idea.
Yeah.
Do you know, do you know, we're
What if you put
downtown
Oh, that's
St.
what I was
Gen.
just, yeah.
Downtown St.
To rock you and I.
Gen is doing a
You
flag.
thought the same thing?
Yeah, we're putting a flag
Yeah,
up.
and then the chamber's probably gonna do a flag too.
Okay, so whatever we go with here, we'll just get a bunch.
You just put some Genevieve.
I do like that, yeah, I feel like it just needs to say St. Genevieve.
Okay.
'Cause that's a cool one. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I do love our
Yeah.
crest.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
kind of incorporates everything from the fleur-de-lis to the crest to the
Yeah.
words, so.
Yeah.
And the blue's the river kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Okay. I will get something else drawn up and
I do like the colors.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too. It's really nice.
now I'm gonna have to go look at the island flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I had no clue.
I actually just
They
looked
were
at them the other day, I was like, I wonder how big those are.
When
There you go,
have-
look at,
when
we
you
came
have
up with
coffee at
something.
Common Ground, you're
Now
looking
we've
at
made
the
it change,
tattered ones, you're
right?
like,
So now
man, those
we've
need to
made the
be
whole thing
redone.
change a little bit.
Oh, it's all good. Well, these can't, I don't know, again, they're like when you go see them, they're just like,
Yeah.
Sleepy.
Well, they
Yeah.
look, they're heavy.
yeah, they're
That's
too
why.
heavy to flap around.
I would just expect to replace them probably every other year. St. Gen, I do them for St. Gen and they replace them every year.
Really,
But,
that's
yeah,
that's just how it goes, huh? Yeah, that flag material is actually super thin,
yeah.
but they look good, so. All right, that's all she wrote.
All right. New business? I have something I want to talk about. So I've been thinking a lot about this for the last few months, and one of the, and I brought this up to a few people, and I talked to Dina about it, but one of the challenges that I think we were facing is the, is our merchants coming together on events, right? We've talked about that quite a few times, that everybody kind of comes together on these things. And so I started thinking, as a business owner downtown, when is that appropriate? What does that look like? You know, how do you get everybody together to kind of team up as one event for the whole downtown? And the thought that I had was that we have a central organization that is responsible for leading public downtown events. They're responsible for helping whoever wants to throw a downtown event. They're responsible for helping them with marketing material. They'd be responsible for helping them with navigating the communication to the merchants. And then they can also support them in marketing. And, you know, there's a lot of different ways we could do this, but there could even be a fee for it, a marketing fee that would be ultimately reimbursable by the TTC grant. And then we have a central location where all of the events that are technically public, which, by the way, we have to define public event. And I think Roseanne mentioned it the other day that I think, it was Whitney actually that said this, that a public event and somewhere else where she had worked was if the event was 60% or more of the event was held on public property, so like on the street or in a public area, right? So if we could think about that, like what events would be considered public event, if we were to throw, so if my group, for example, was going to throw an event in the street, that we would go through this organization that would be the primary organization that leads that communication with the merchants, they lead the marketing material, and they lead the whole thing as far as like how to connect these events with the merchants downtown. Because one thing is, and I know this because when we did Oktoberfest, that we were not able to, it was just one entity that was marketing that event. And you guys know how that is. You guys are downtown St. John, and you know that you're the one entity that markets downtown St. John. Nobody else really does that for you. But if we had something where you had a flyer, for example, that was for some event, and that it also had a blank spot where any of the merchants downtown could put their logo on it and send it out and say, hey, for this event, we'll be doing this, and just get every downtown vendor, as many that want to be involved in that, to be involved in it, and that entity be the one that's kind of, that has that communication with them. Because the challenges I faced was, I don't know who these people are. I mean, I know a lot of the merchants, but I don't know all of them. I don't know when it's appropriate for me to, how big is my, what event should I even be, when do I contact them? I don't know what size my event needs to be before I contact these people to find out if we can work together on making this a public event. So I think there should be an entity, and I feel like that we have entities in town right now that can qualify and do really well with this, but somebody needs to be ultimately responsible for leading that communication, because right now the individuals can't do it, and I know that it's very hard to do from my perspective, and I tried, but otherwise I'd have to be going door to door knocking on people's businesses and saying, hey, here's an idea that I had, you guys want to jump in, you know. But if this was coming from an entity that was like, had the email addresses and had the contacts, and we could like, you know, create this town-wide event, you know, for any event that we have, that every merchant's involved. The marketing, you know, if we have 20 merchants downtown posting these events on Facebook or posting it or marketing it however they would, that's 20 times more than what it would be, because otherwise it's just the one group doing it. So I really feel like this is a possible solution for how we can be more cohesive in the events that we have every year. So I'm bringing that up just to open the conversation. I don't know exactly where that's going to go. Of course, you know, she and I talked about it a little bit. Just I gave her the idea, talked to a few other people about it, and I feel like most people think this is there's something there that we could do, something that would help pull everybody together. Because I think if you ask any person downtown that has done these events or been a part of them in any way, that's the one thing that they say is missing, is it just feels disconnected from each other. And if we need somebody there that's responsible for connecting that. And
Bringing continuity more
Yeah.
so to
Continuity. the marketing
the
strategy.
advertisements, the quality of the advertisements.
Would be great. Yeah.
You know, if the potentially then too, if the TTC grant money could go to that organization to support the organization in developing that stuff, you know, or.
And I feel like that we should set up a benefit to go through that organization. So, for example, if TTC, if we want to change the verbiage in the grant to say, if you go through this organization to host your event, that, you know, maybe we can do something where the grant money is paid up front, or it's no longer matching, or some benefit that says, if you go through this organization, or whatever organization we end up using to do this, if you go through these folks, then they, you know, maybe they can help submit the request for the grant. You know, they could, and then they also can charge for the services because they are promoting and marketing the event, and it could qualify as one of the funds that are, you know, paid for by the TCC marketing grant. So yeah, there's some opportunity in there. I don't know, you know, I think there's obviously some things that would need to be worked out and sorted out, but I do feel like that's a good start to something that could really solve a lot of problems with, you know, events and things being disconnected.
I think where you need to start is coming to a meeting and proposing that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we can talk all day long here, but I mean, literally not talking to the whole board is probably
Yeah.
not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the
That's-
point that, are you just trying to bring up maybe more so that there is the disjointedness, but that also maybe those TTC funds, I'm assuming it's downtown St. John, because you would
it's
go
the
to
most logical.
But that the funds from here, which is what tourism does, could potentially go to an organization, say DTSG.
To help, you know, with all that, yeah.
Again, I agree with you, needs to be a discussion
Yeah.
with the right place.
Yeah. Yep. This was, you know, I mentioned it just to hear what other people's thoughts were, but I didn't want to bring it up in a setting like this until I felt like I had a few people that at least I could bounce the idea off of, and they tell me if I'm crazy or not. But so I felt like I wasn't so crazy. So this is me bringing it up, and I think the right next move is to, you know, go to a board meeting and talk about it.
Yeah, you know, just throw my 2 cents in, just what we had talked about, you know, when we were working on the grant application, that I thought would, you know, a way to funnel people again towards putting out quality marketing material and things like that. And I think this is a great way to do it, because like Rebecca said, it says we need continuity, and we need to make sure that people from the outside know that this is going to be a quality event. And if we can put some quality controls on it, however we can, you know, that would be excellent.
And me bringing this up was more bringing up the idea of an entity doing this. It wasn't necessarily, I wasn't trying to focus on downtown St. John, even though it's the most logical and obviously
Yeah,
the most
as you start
obvious.
talking, it's like.
Yeah, it's the most obvious fit.
Do we create a
Because you
board
guys
too?
are already very, very good at that, and we know that, so it makes a lot of sense. But this was just to bring up the idea that that would be the case. And if downtown St. John didn't want to do that for whatever reasons, I still think this is something we would need to move forward with in some fashion, whether we create a new group or we do something to say, to connect the event planners and event coordinators with the merchants. That's really ultimately what we have to have.
Wouldn't that essentially be your promotions arm of the Missouri Main Street?
It may be. I don't know. I don't know. I
So
mean,
that's another possibility for sure. Yeah, just we're not down that road.
Yeah, we just haven't gotten to that point yet, but that maybe that is.
I would like to see it stay with something like promotions or downtown St. John instead of creating another entity
Yeah, me
that
too.
people are like, God, there's another
no
one.
doubt.
Here goes another one.
Right, like now who do we go to?
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
we can make organizations all day long
Yeah.
and, you know, it's just,
No, I think.
An umbrella organization is better.
Yeah.
To draw it.
Yeah. And downtown St. John makes a lot of sense too, because it's called downtown St. John. And, you know, I saw we got your things hanging up, you know, that show the events, and it says downtown St. John, and it's got these events on there, but, you know, if I didn't know, if I was out of town and I came and I saw that, I would think that just meant downtown St. John. I would not know that it was an entity.
A certain organization.
Yeah, a certain
Yes.
organization with only their events. I would think that was what was going on in downtown St. John. So,
Well, it's funny that you say that, because we get that a lot when Amanda does that graphic for us, and we post it. Everyone's like, oh, you're missing Jurda Fett, oh, you're missing,
Yeah.
well, those aren't downtown St.
Yeah.
John events.
right, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
those events are just strictly events that fall underneath our
Yeah.
umbrella.
right. Yeah, so, something to talk about, think about.
Yeah, and I would be happy to supplement any, 'cause I know that sounds like, right off just thinking about it, sounds like it would be a extra amount of work for whoever designs for downtown St. John, so, yeah, right. No, I'd be happy to.
That is.
Yeah, right. So I'd be happy to like lend my abilities and maybe not, you know, let downtown St.
Well, I
John
mean,
or whoever.
whoever ends up being in charge of this, you would be dumb not to even like contact school with their program, like
Yeah.
have kids do this. I mean,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah, as long as the events, promotions, advertising has a consistency and
Yeah.
look and feel and
Yeah, I mean,
quality.
you can give guidelines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's that's a really a good
Yeah.
idea, you know, is bringing in some of the schools and giving them some of the opportunities.
Well, they have a program up
Yeah.
there at St. John, they do graphics, and they do the
They do.
banners, and they do flags, and they do all kinds of things. And-
That's amazing.
Oh.
But yeah, they're working on it.
But yeah, they're working on it. But, I mean, some of the material that comes out of what they produce is pretty impressive. I mean, yeah. I mean, when we did our leadership program there this past year, I had a business owner say, can I hire you? I want you to do, and I'll just say it was Bloomsdale Fun Farm. Carla's like, I want you to do all my stuff. And they're like, well, we're just not there yet.
Yeah.
So, but we will be, and that was months ago, so they can turn out some really cool stuff. I've seen it. It's great.
Well, you know, it sucks being good at stuff. Get the bulk of the work, you know.
Right. But,
We're just this under.
I can't say no.
Can't say no.
but I do agree, we need this as a way to just have some quality.
And my thoughts literally came from being a business owner downtown that I've thrown events, or at least, you know, not like what you guys have, but smaller ones and events that I know. And when it comes to like connecting the whole downtown, I need somebody. I would need somebody to do that. I need somebody to help me with that. I wouldn't even know where to even start. And I think that would be a huge, huge win. And of course, there's no way to make somebody do that, but if we had some benefits tied to it, you know, and had some things tied to it that would, you know, that it would only make sense to do it that way, then, you know.
Well, and for me as a business owner, it's sad when I don't know there is an event
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I can promote for
Yeah, that's
someone.
right.
Yeah.
There was an event this weekend I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
Until you posted something till you made a post and said, we're gonna do this at the beer garden for this event. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Welcome to chamber life.
oh,
Yeah, we're the last to know everything. Which is crazy because we're the chamber of commerce, and you would think people, you know, but they don't. It's okay, but yeah, happens.
So do you want us to give Sam heads up for March, or do you want
Yes.
to wait till April?
No, let's do March.
Okay.
It will be March 3rd, 8:30 a.m. at the chamber office.
March
March
3rd.
3rd.
Third.
It's always the first
Square.
Tuesday.
It's at what time? 8 a.m.?
8:30.
And that is
You have to
at-
bring your own coffee? Yeah, it's at the chamber.
Hey, why don't you have a coffee?
I do have one.
we can get you.
I have one.
I'm gonna come in with an empty cup.
Are you?
You just
God,
have to
I
swing
got
by
you.
Doodles or Common Grounds in the morning
Yeah.
and grab something.
Well, thank you guys for hearing me out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Other business?
I have something under other business. So if you're not aware, I think it's going out in the morning in my email, but February 25th, we're doing a ribbon cutting at the Museum Learning Center for the Bicentennial exhibit that they're releasing. I talked with Mindy, I think is her name. I have not actually met her yet, but I've spoken to her on email a lot. So she's just encouraging a lot of participation from the tourism, from city, from county, chamber. So if you guys can make it, it's at noon. And it's just at the Museum Learning Center, and they're just going to unveil their bicentennial exhibit. So
It's Thursday.
it's the 25th. I think it's a Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday.
Chocolate Walk,
Yeah,
we had a ton of tourists.
yeah, cool.
I would say, I mean, of the people we asked, 90% were tourists.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
I mean,
Yeah,
of course, we didn't
For a
ask the
rainy day.
people we knew, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for a rainy
For
day.
an rainy day, it was great.
Yeah.
I brought Levy out, but we just stood at Second Street and threw rocks into a puddle, so. That's all we did.
I know that my wife made some chocolate nougat things that were,
Yeah, you kept talking about them, but you never brought
I didn't get you one. I'll get
Right,
it.
What was
It's
it?
tough to
Megan made
tease the
these chocolate
stationery
nougat
people.
things. It was a new human experience. I'd never experienced anything like it. It was amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get you guys some. I'll bring some.
Megan's gonna be so happy that you've gotten her and you committed her to
Total
making
tray.
some more, yeah. Make a
She
tray
made
for her next
250
time.
of them, so
Yeah.
She'll
a few
love
more
it.
wouldn't hurt. She won't even notice. Yeah, the chocolate walk, was that Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Oh, Saturday.
Friday was Mardi Gras,
Yeah, that's okay.
winter music.
Yeah, I know that we had a very busy weekend, Friday and Saturday was.
We had a busy Sunday
Yeah.
and Monday.
Really.
I mean, kids were off school, but yeah.
I have to check the weekend, but it was, the whole weekend, Friday and Saturday combined was comparable to Jury Fed this
Yes.
weekend.
It was a full summer day weekend for us, for
Yes.
sure.
Crazy.
It's comfortable,
Yeah.
yeah.
Great.
I do think this year is going to be, I think this is going to be a good year.
Yeah, a lot of good momentum for sure.
Yeah.
And a lot of good businesses doing a lot of good things, so. What do you think after seeing your first few months in operation? What's the mix like? Is it tourist and locals?
We
Mostly
get a lot of
locals?
locals, but we had a lot of tourists, and their biggest complaint is businesses are not open on Sunday. 100%.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Literally, almost everyone that walks in the door says that. Like, they're looking for places to go.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yes.
We get a lot of, oh my God, I'm so glad you're open.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well,
Yeah.
we're here.
We field the phone calls at the chamber when they say what's open on Sunday, Mondays.
Yeah.
And it's pretty scarce. Both days, actually.
Yeah, so much that we actually considered opening earlier Monday. And
Just to fill a gap?
Yeah,
Hmm.
because we only open at 3 on Monday.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
Maybe switch it up.
So if you have
Open.
tourists in town on a
Yes.
Sunday lingering a little bit
Yeah,
on
Monday.
Monday, then you're closed till 3, then
Yeah.
yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. It's different. It's different having a business on this side of town and this side of town.
Right.
It's night and day.
Huh. That's interesting. It'd be nice to, I don't know, again, sharing these insights. Does it make a difference or does it not make a difference?
I mean, it would make a difference to me if I was a business that is consistently closed on Sunday. I would want to know, like, am I missing out?
Yeah, the question, but that is a big question, is are we missing out? Because if it's, even if 10 people, if it was 10 people all day, which feels like a lot when they're complaining about it, obviously that's a significant amount of people, but if 10 people went into a shop, does that justify the cost of keeping somebody there that whole day, or for that many hours? So it's a tough thing for the businesses to be open on days like that, because, it's, even Audubon's, we shut down for lunch, and we get people coming in for lunch all the time, but it just was not,
It was a viable.
it was a loss. It was a loss. It drove us down, so.
We go through that all the time. I mean, we're open 7 days a week, all year long. And there have been days where like, well, do we want to close on Monday? Do we want to close on Tuesday? But then a Tuesday comes along and we have 3 people come in and at the dead time of the year, that's great. So, I mean, it's hard for us because we have to have a tour guide ready to go if someone does come in, but, you know, what day of the week do you pick to close? Because that's gonna be the day where there's people in town, so, I mean, we do it 7 days a week, but that's one of the reasons we cut our hours back. So we're open every day, just an hour shorter. But it still hurts to have that many staff members there
Yeah.
and nobody coming in.
Yeah, right.
And the hard part is that these kinds of things just take consistency over a long period of time before they start
Right.
catching on, you know? So,
Right.
you know, if somebody decides to start open on Sundays, the first 10 Sundays
And
are not
that's
gonna be-
also like the backstabber too, because like if we get these tourists that are not from far away and they just want to come, they want to come back, I mean, is that going to deter them if when they are here, there's not businesses open, do they really want to come back?
Yeah.
I mean, we have to have the same model, I mean, essentially, and I can't believe this is gonna come out of my mouth, but the same model as Kimmswick when it comes to being closed the same day.
Yeah.
Everybody's closed
Yeah.
the same day, everyone's open the same days.
Yeah.
And that's what they do, that's why they're so successful. I don't know how.
What
else
days are they closed?
I think they're closed on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
But they're open, every shop is open the rest of the time. They might not be open the same amount of hours, but they're
Right.
open, and they're all closed, all of them are closed on the same day.
Yeah.
And we just can't get that kind of continuity in this community.
Well, I wonder too, if we just like, I mean, you know, we talk kind of cursory about like, well, if we got like a set amount of hours that like, okay, let's just put it out. Here's a schedule, a mock schedule of what we think would work and would make tourists happy, you know what I mean? You're open on Sundays starting at 10 from, you know.
We almost have to have same gen hours.
Yeah, and just put it out there and see
Minimum.
what happens too, you know what I mean? If we could just get something set, printed, where people can look at it and go, I need to be open these hours. You know, and just like get it in front of them and just see what happens, you know? So, I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can brainstorm something and,
That's a tough one.
Well, I mean, you
It
could
is.
start out with suggested business hours.
yeah,
You
if
know, and
you're
see
gonna
if
close on
people-
days, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think it's been tried before, but it wasn't well received.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you can't try again. I mean, just because
And-
someone said no last time.
And it's a
doesn't-
it's a suggestion.
I mean, and maybe like businesses that are open during these times and other businesses are closed, be like, this is what we hear when tourists come in, like this is,
Yeah.
Oh, and anecdotally, you know, there's certain things too, you know, like Roseanne will have some different suggestions based on what she sees, and you'll have different
And the different type of business it is.
Yeah.
Restaurants will be
Yes.
different than
Right.
boutique stores and stuff, you know, those will be
Yeah.
different needs, but, I know Sundays at Audubon's for restaurants picking up now, you know, it's being open until 2, closed at 2 o'clock, but, it's been picking up during the day.
I bet is it your brunch option? Is that why, you think?
I think just being open, lunch, brunch, you know, or, you know.
I mean, brunch is like a big deal
Yeah.
to weekenders.
Yeah,
When I
And we're-
travel, I'm a big bruncher.
and we're a hotel,
I'm a
so
luncher.
it makes sense for Sunday to be open.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we can, David, can we put that on the agenda for next time, brainstorming, hours of operation?
maybe we can just put it out there, like have more merchants come for public comments.
Yeah.
That'd be great, yeah. Let's start taking those. And I think this, again, you know, we're taking this on, but this will be something we could probably pass to Missouri Main Street, because this seems.
They're gonna have some input, they're gonna have some solid input.
You know, and since you said that, Amanda, I mean, that's kind of worked for downtown St. John. We started personally inviting the merchants to our meetings, to the downtown St. John meetings, and they are
They're
coming.
coming, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
And it's been great to get their feedback. I mean, even their criticism, like that, hey, this worked for us or this didn't work. But it's been truly great to see them show up every month to our meetings, and you know, all the decisions that we make is because of them, and they need to be a part of that decision.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Do
we
you have
want their
The
feedback.
Downtown St. John has members, correct? Is it members or do you have?
It is not a membership organization.
It's not a membership
They don't
organization.
pay membership dues, no.
Okay. So it's just open to all merchants?
Downtown.
Yeah.
All downtown
Okay.
merchants.
Okay,
And restaurants,
yeah,
Yep.
and museums.
Yep.
Like,
yeah,
yep. Yeah, it's not membership driven.
yeah. Good.
Anybody else? If not, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
St. Patrick's Day is the next meeting. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Don't forget to wear your green.
Should we have that in St. Louis?
Look, they already got green on over there.
Oh, yeah, I was for green.
Oh, somebody's got
I
a
wouldn't have
second.
matched the flag.
I'll second.
I wouldn't have matched the flag before. Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion approved and we are adjourned.
Roxas